A technique that's called the baby wipe technique, okay? So this may be new to some of you. It might be a review. I don't think we've done this probably since last fall. So let me show you the card. As you can see here, this leaf in the background has a bunch of different colors on it, and so does this leaf. This leaf is mint macaron, and this one is bumblebee, okay? So I'm going to show you how to create this card and get these beautiful leaves tonight. Hello, Bess. Good to have you from Emerald Isle Beach. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and stamp our leaves first. Does that sound good? All right. So I'm going to pull out a sheet of very vanilla cardstock, and this is just scrap cardstock, okay? It was in my scrap drawer, all right? And so the next thing you want to do is you probably want a tray or something to protect your surface from getting wet, okay? Because we're going to pull out the baby wipes. Now, these can be generic wipes, okay? You don't need a brand name, okay? And then I like to pull out a nice little stack. That one's kind of scrunched up. So this is kind of a smooth surface here. I'm actually going to pull a few more out, okay? All right. Woo, they're like all coming out. All right. All right, let's see if I can straighten these things up. They just didn't want to come out too well. Okay. So get a nice little stack. I'm going to stuff this one back in. And you may want to write down these ink colors. These are great fall ink colors, okay? I'm going to start with the Cajun Craze ink refill. And there is really no recipe or formula for doing this, okay? So the leaves that I created on the original card, they're probably not going to look like the leaves that I'm creating tonight, okay? Because of course it depends on how much ink you use and the placement of the ink, okay? So it's going to be different for everybody. But Cajun Craze is an awesome fall color. And then Blackberry Bliss. I love using this. But as many of you know, with Blackberry Bliss, man, if you get this everywhere, you've got something. Because Blackberry loves to go everywhere. So you can see how the colors are just kind of mutating and spreading. I'm going to also use some Bumblebee. All right, so that's next. And some of the ink comes out easier from some bottles than other bottles, okay? And like I said, there's no formula. I have no idea how these leaves are going to turn out, okay? None whatsoever. This last color is Mint Macaron, all right? So these are 4 awesome colors for you to have in your collection, okay? Blackberry Bliss and Bumblebee, Cajun Craze, and Mint Macaron. Okay, they're kind of my staples for fall. I also like Old Olive. That's another really good one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to ink up this large leaf right here. Okay, so we're going to ink it on the baby wipe. Just like this, all right? And then I'm going to stamp it. All right, I'm gonna press firmly. I have no idea what we're gonna end up with. All right, so there we go. There's our leaf, and it definitely looks different than this other leaf on the card, okay? And actually, I think I might add a little more Bumblebee. Let's see if we can lighten it up a bit. Maybe my Bumblebee ink was on the outer edges. Hard to tell. And by the way, when you are done with this, you just toss this. All right. And even my block is getting some ink on it. Let's try it again. I'm going to put this pretty close together because we've got to stamp some other leaves. Ooh, all right. So I'm definitely getting a darker leaf tonight and a lot of Cajun craze tonight. So we're going to take this smaller leaf and we're going to do the same thing. Now this time, I'm going to stamp on the outer edges, okay, and see what we come up with. All right. So let's see how that one turns out. Cool. Isn't that pretty? I hope you can see these mutated colors, okay? Hi, Joanne. Good to have you. Oh, I hope you feel better, Joanne. I'm sorry about your allergies. Hello, Carol. Never too late, ladies. You're never too late. All right, so those are the two leaves that we're going to need for the card using the baby wipe technique, okay? Yeah, Suzanne, we did. So Suzanne just asked me, didn't we die cut a reef last year and put the cutout onto the baby wipe and press down? Yes, we did. Absolutely. So about a year ago, and I don't have the card because I looked for it, we cut out a reef out of cardstock. We did the baby wipe technique. We pressed the reef into the baby wipe with the colors. And that's actually, ladies, another way that you can do this. You can cut out a leaf and then tap it in here and get the colors that way. And I did try it that way, but for this particular card, I like the technique that we just used. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna bring in this pad and my Bumblebee ink because now we're going to stamp a leaf right here. And I'm kind of putting things close together here. There we go. I'm not worried about these little splotches because they're going to get cut out. So, oh, did we space the ink out more, Suzanne? See, I did not remember that. So Suzanne's saying we spaced the ink out more. So I didn't remember that. Gosh, great memory, Suzanne. All right, and here's mint macaron. So yeah, even with the technique that we just did tonight, you could spread the ink out more than what we did. We kind of, you know, put it all around the same area. All right, so I hope that makes sense. I hope it's not confusing. And then while we're inking everything, I'm going to go ahead and do the sentiment in Blackberry Bliss. All right, and I'll put that about right there. And we'll go ahead and we will get our greeting punched out. And this punch right here, and I can't remember the name of it, ladies. It's in the annual book, and it's fairly new. Trying to tailored tag punch. I think that might be the name of it. So those are the words that we're going to need later, and I'm just going to set that aside. And I'm going to get this out of the way because we're going to bring in the new Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. All right. And tonight, I have the new magnetic platform, okay? So I can show you that tonight. This came out the first part of, I guess, September 1. So mine is finally here. And with the magnetic platform, you also get directions, and here's the sandwich for the magnetic plate, okay? So we'll go over that, all right? Thanks, Nancy, for checking on the punch. I'm starting to label my punches because I have so many, and I forget the names of them. It's a lot to keep track of. I am gonna unzoom here. All right. And we're gonna open up. I got a lot going on here. Lots of supplies and stuff sticking out. Okay, So we're going to use the magnetic platform, and we do start with number 1. All right. So what did I do with my directions? Here they are. Okay, so number 1, and then I need a number 2. All right. So there's 1, 2, and then number 5. And that number 5 is the magnetic plate. All right. So it has a 5 on it, and it's gray on this side, and this is the magnetic sheet on the other. And that's one of the big differences between the Sizzix Big Shot and our new machine. All right. Thanks, Mary Kay. Tailored Tag Punch, annual catalog, page 166, $18. I love it. I love having all these secretaries keep me straight. All right, now when you cut on your gray mat, you are going to get some cuts in it. All right, it's called a self-healing mat, okay? So don't be alarmed that you're cutting on the wrong side. You're gonna have that, okay? Now, I am going to pull out very vanilla cardstock, okay? And let me measure that for you because this is the first layer of the card, and it's 3 7/8 and 5 1/8. All right. Now for this card, I'm going to use this die, which we did not use last week, okay? And I think you're really gonna like it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to center this. And sometimes I like to use my take your pick tool just to kind of move things around and get them even. That does not look even. All right, I think that will work. And is there anything else I can cut? I'm gonna cut one more thing while we're doing this. Let's go ahead and we'll do this leaf right here. And so we're going to be using the 2 pieces. We're going to use the outline of the leaf. All right. There we go. And then we're going to use the stitching. All right, you already know how much I love the stitching. All right, and I think I've got it lined up pretty good. Okay, last part of the sandwich. We need number 3. All right, so we have 1, 2, 5 is the magnetic platform, paper, die, and number 3. All right. So this comes with the magnetic platform. I don't want to lose this. I haven't figured out how I'm going to reference it. I may tape it to the plate. I'm not sure. All right, so we are ready now to roll through here. Again, it's being super quiet, kind of like my new dishwasher. My new dishwasher is super quiet. I don't even know when it's running. All right. Now, I think if I can pick this up today, I don't know if I can. All right, you ready for this? That's the stitching. Isn't that pretty? It's a border stitching. I could have even done it this way if I wanted. Okay, I can do it in either direction. All right. So let me put that back before I lose it. And then let's see how our leaf turned out. Look at that beautiful stitching. And check out the outline. This is also stitched. All right, we're not using this piece tonight, but we could use it on a card. And now I'm gonna pop this out and look at that beautiful leaf that we have. All right, so we've done that. And now I can use this side or I can switch it on back over here. I like to kind of work from this side. And now we're going to cut some more leaves. I'm going to go with this leaf, although what will end up happening is I'll end up using both. I will eventually cut them both out. I'll store it in my stamp case, and the next time I make a card, I have a leaf that's ready. So we're going to use this one for now. So just kind of line that up. There's the stitching. Have you noticed that the magnet is not wiggling? All right, so I like to take your pick tool and just kind of center that, okay? And now we're going to do this one. And for this, I'm not going to worry about the stitching. I think I'll just do it without. It's dark anyway, and I don't think the stitching will come out that well with that particular color. And now I'm going to line this up just like that. And my finger's moving everything around. Now I'm going to take this. All right. Now, ladies, did you notice any wiggling of the magnets? I did not. So it's pretty cool having that magnet sheet. All right. It's in the annual book. I think the cost might be $25. I could be wrong. So if someone wants to look that up and we can see how much the magnetic platform is, that would be great. All right. So it's very smooth other than shaking my table. All right. So now here's my leaf. And you'll see some of the stitching. It can be a little hard because of the dark ink colors, but it's kind of there. I know. Hey, Lori, welcome. I'm enjoying the new machine, and I really like the magnetic platform. It is really awesome. All right, here's our next leaf, and here is the stitching right there. And I'm just putting these things back now so that I don't lose them. And this is our last one, and we decided not to do stitching on this one. And so there we have it right there. All right. And so, ladies, these are the stitched leaves. There are 13 dies in all, okay? Here's your border, and then you have all these beautiful leaves and stitching. So the magnetic plate is on page 172, and it's $24, all right? So keep that in mind if you're investing in the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. Now, if you have the Big Shot by Sizzix, you don't want to use this magnetic plate, okay? Don't do that because they are not compatible, okay? So do keep that in mind. All right, I'm going to close up a Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. That is a mouthful. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in our card. Now our card base, oh yeah, Sue, I would be happy to. So before we move on to the card base, Sue wanted me to hold this up to the camera a little higher. And there's the stitching, Sue. So you could cut out the leaf and not do the stitching, or you can add the stitching. All right, so you have that option. And this is a good one for me to show you. Here's another one, and I hope this is close enough. The camera's trying to focus. All right, so that's the other leaf. Now, do you all see this variation in ink? It's supposed to be like that. This stamp set is not a solid image, okay? I know sometimes we get concerned about that when we stamp and it's not solid ink. And this isn't supposed to be, all right? Now with the colored leaves, Sue, you're gonna notice it is a little bit harder to see the stitching. And I have found, especially the darker the ink color, the harder it might be to see the stitching, all right? That's just my personal thing, all right? So yeah, they're super, super pretty. They really are. All right, card base, ladies. It's Blackberry Bliss tonight, and it measures 8.5 by 5.5, and then you score it. You score it along the 8.5-inch side. You score it at 4.25. All right, and that gives you your card base. All right, then we've got the mint macaron, and this is going to be a layer right here. So let's measure this layer. It's 4 inches by 5.25. All right, so pretty basic measurement. And now we're going to bring out the stamp and seal. And we're going to add this mint macaron to the blackberry card base. All right. And I'm just going to center it. Love these colors together for fall. And as a matter of fact, Suzanne, we were talking about the wreath card. I think these were the colors we used last year for the wreath card. All right. I'm going to grab a sip of water before we continue on. Okay, now we've already measured very vanilla, but let's do it again. This is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, okay? And we'll use the stamp and seal again. And I'm going to position my stitching at the top. I could turn this around and I could have it this way if I want, okay? So there's no right or wrong. All right. Yeah, and you know, with the stitched leaves, I know some of you have it, some of you are considering the stitched leaves. I think it's going to be a set that's going to be around for a while. And the other nice thing that I like about it is you can get a lot of mileage out of it. You can use the leaves year round. It's not just fall and autumn, okay? So do keep that in mind. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add this first leaf. Now, I'm not sure what kind of leaf this is. I don't think it's a maple leaf. I'm pretty sure it's not. So if anybody knows, and I know we discussed this last week, let me know. I would really like to know. I don't know all my leaves, so, and I probably should. All right, so you can see that I just put a glue dot there and I put one there. I could use stamp and seal, but glue dots are quick. And then these leaves, I kind of want them to stick up a little bit, all right? So let me go and I'll zoom in. There we go, and you can get a closer look there. Our next one is going to be the bumblebee leaf. And I am going to trim. I'm going to trim the stem off, okay? Because that's a pretty long stem. I really don't need all of that. And I'm going to actually add some glue dots. Just on various parts of the leaf, all right? No magic to that. And then I'm probably going to position it like this. All right. So that's what I have so far, okay? Yeah, the mint macaron and blackberry bliss, they are such pretty colors together. It's a really good combination, I know. I wouldn't either, like mint macaron and Cajun craze, another really good combination. Okay, so that leaf is on, and now we're going to be ready for this beautiful, isn't that a pretty leaf? That is mint macaron. And again, I'm using glue dots. The other nice thing about using glue dots, if I layer the leaves and I don't like the layering, I can pull it back up because it's just a little glue dot, okay? And it might be harder to get that stamp and seal up. All right, well, let's go ahead and get that last leaf on here. All right, I'm going to leave the stem on there. I'm going to pop up this leaf right here. All right, and I'll put it about right there. And then you're going to notice in the original card that I've got an embellishment here. So this first embellishment is gold cording, and you'll find that in the mini. It's a combo pack with shaded spruce ribbon. And you know what? It might be easier for me to find it in the very back of the book in the index. Let's do that. Embellishments, ribbon. Okay, so on page 31, you get the Wonder of the Season ribbon combo. So let's go to 31 because that's really hard to see. And here it is. So this is the combo pack right here, okay? You get 5 yards of the shaded spruce and 5 yards of the gold cording. All right, so that's where this cording is coming from. All right, and I'm just going to cut off a piece. I don't know, it's about 8 inches, 6 or 8 inches. Okay, now let's see if I can remember how to do this little thing again. I think I made a loop. Yeah, something like that. And then I made another loop. So hang tight. Okay, so I did something like that. Okay, I'm going to do it again because, again, I have no idea what I just did. I'm going to make a loop. All right, so that's my first loop. I'm going to go back and I'm going to make another loop. All right, now I'm going to put a glue dot right behind these words. All right, and the glue dot is right behind these words right here. All right, and then I'm just gonna kind of okay, you see what I did here with the loop. Again, nothing too fancy. Okay, so do you see how the glue dot's kind of holding that? So that's pretty much what I did. And I'm going to put a dimensional on the back. I'm going to put one right over that so it'll stay together. And I'll put another one for fun. And this is where we're going to add to our card. All right. And I'm going to put it about right here so it's kind of touching. All right, it's kind of touching that leaf. And let me trim this so it will fit in an envelope because, by the way, this is going home with someone tonight, okay? We're going to draw names in a minute to see who wins this card, and then I'm going to put it in the mail to you. Be sure to comment because that's how you get your name in the drawing. I want to show you the embellishments. These are really cool. I felt like the card needed something else. And so I went through my embellishments stash and I found, this is in the annual book, page 5, okay? Artistry Blooms Sequins, okay? So number 5 is right here, okay? Now these are the colors. Calypso Coral, which I'm thinking, yep, this is Calypso Coral. And then we've got Rich Razzleberry, Pool Party. They're just sequins in different colors, and Mango Melody, okay? And they're called Artistry Blooms Sequins, page 158 of the annual book. I'm so glad you ladies love this. And you know, this would be a nice Thanksgiving card. You could make multiples of these. Just do all your stamping at once. And when you get time, you go back and cut your leaves and assemble them that way. So it can be very easily done, okay? So let's add some embellishments here. I won't add Pool Party, but I might do a Rich Razzleberry. I'm glad you all like this. Super easy card to do. All right, this is Rich Razzleberry I'm adding to the card. And then I won't add Calypso Coral. Let's just add the Mango Melody. And you can put these anywhere. And let's see, I'll do another small one. And I'm picking these up with my scissor points. Okay, and you can also use your take your pick tool. But this is your card right here. So it's super easy, and we use the baby wipe technique. Yeah, I know. Gail, I ordered these. These embellishments came out in the annual book, okay, in June. And I bought them, and today I opened the package. So for the first day, and I really like them, really nice colors. So, oh great, Irma, I'm glad you ordered this set today. I love this set. I really do. Now I'm going to do a little review with you, okay, because it's almost time for our drawing. So be sure to comment so that you're in there. I'm going to show you all the cards that we've either made this month or they're either on my blog. So if you were to purchase the Love of Leaves bundle, you would have instant card ideas, ladies. Just saying. I've got the ideas right here for you. All right, so that's one. I'm going to spread them all out so you all can look at them. This was our Slimline card. Remember that one? That was last week. I know, Nancy. I'm still discovering things from the new book that I didn't know we had. All right, this is one of the cards we made on a Facebook Live. So if you've been watching me in September, you've got these videos, ladies. They're right on my Facebook page, okay? Oh, remember this one? We did this. We made this gift card, remember? I love gift card holders. I think they are one of the most useful things for us to have. So there's that. This one was on my Facebook page and over on my blog, and I'm just kind of showcasing designer paper here. So that's another one. So all of these card ideas. This is Beautiful Autumn bundle, and it's with the Gilded Autumn designer paper. It's another slim card. All right, I'm gonna zoom out now so that you can see all of these. Let me scoot some up. All right, so you can see all the different ones. And this one, we did this in Hostess Club this month with my ladies. All right, so this was one that we created this month. All right, so this is what we've been doing this month together. And if you were to purchase any of these items, you've got card ideas right here ready to make, all right?